round two. Are you ready for round two? Nerd fighting.
So, what two?
Nerd fighting. Okay, I haven't seen this one yet, so we're gonna watch this one together. It's another Ramsey one. I don't know who this is. We're gonna find out in a second. In a second.
Rick joins us up next in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Rick, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I listen to your show all the time, and I also look at his daughter's YouTube.
Rachel Cruz show. Well, thank you so much.
Your favorite person.
How can we help today?
Been a fan for many years. My daughter recommended you a number of years ago, so you helped her too. Anyways, I'm 76 years old, and I'm $97,000 in debt. My income is $4,000.
Okay, where does the income come from?
Two from mine and my wife's Social Security, and her retirement pension.
Okay, and that adds up to $4,000 a month?
Yeah, and she's been working part-time, and I've been trying to work part-time. So our total expenses are a little over $10,000 a month.
Total expenses? What is that coming from? The debt interest?
Credit card, yes.
So is the $97,000 all credit card debt?
Let's see, I had it down here. $97,000 is the debt, and I just had it down here. My battery ran off.
Oh,
the credit card debt is about a little under $50,000.
Of credit card debt. What's the other types of debt?
Okay, I got it. My truck is $675.
What's the total loan on the truck?
$18,932.
Okay. You know what it's worth by chance?
Well, with the mileage on it, it's probably worth about that.
Okay.
I've got almost.
Well, I was confused there. Did he say the truck was worth $18,000, or the loan on the truck was $18,000? Did you catch that, Lace?
So if I heard him correctly, I believe he owes about $18,000 on the truck, but it's also worth about $18,000. So
okay,
he should speak about even in terms of value to loan.
All right. Well, I can tell you right now, before they get into their whatever they're going to do. So this is.
I am appreciating the look on his face there. He's like, "Oh, this is not good."
That's the look of I don't know what I'm fucking doing. This actually is not that hard of a situation. It sucks a little bit, but it's not that hard. So I can tell you right now, you're 76. Okay, he said he was working part-time. His wife's working part-time. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's rough. My first thing would be like, let's knock that shit off as quick as we can.
Well, and if I was hearing him correctly, he has $10,000 a month of expenses on $4,000 a month of income. So
from Social Security and pension.
This is not only a bad situation, but it's a bad situation that gets worse every single month because of the difference, you know.
Right. Well, I'm guessing if they had any savings, it's gone. We'll see if they mention that, but I'm guessing if they did, it's at this point there's no savings. They're screwed. I would want to know about the house and stuff like that. If they have a house, I'm sure they have some place. They're not renting, I'm guessing. But simple solution: bankruptcy. You know, it's a drag. So just to kind of go over it. You can do, there's 7 and 13, chapter 7 and chapter 13. In this case, he probably qualified for chapter 7. It's harder to qualify for anymore. Most people don't, but he probably qualified because they are in such a bad financial position. The nice thing is the court will not count their Social Security against them, right? So it's not counted as income in a chapter 7.
So largely it would be their 2 part-time jobs.
And his wife's pension.
And the small pension.
Which
that would be
put them way into the poverty line. Right? So they probably qualify for 7. Now 7 will eliminate all their unsecured loans, which means the credit cards all be forgiven. The car loans would probably all be forgiven. The only thing that wouldn't is if they have a home loan. The only negative is if they have any real equity that could be seized by the bankruptcy court. That would be probably seized and go to the creditors, right? But the negative on that is it's going to kill his credit and his wife's credit, and it's going to take 10 years to get out of. But when you're 76, do you care? I don't owe this debt anymore. It's gone, right? I can spend more time hanging out at home. I don't have to work and kill myself to try and pay off debt. I can enjoy the last, 5 or 10 years of my life. I mean, I don't think not to be mean, but 76, the odds that he's going to live long enough to get out of the bankruptcy are going to be,
And on top of that, maybe I'm missing something here, but, a lot of times people's concern with bankruptcy, aside from being a kind of a pride issue, to be honest,
Sure.
But people worry about how long it's going to take their credit to recover, etc. So I don't want to suggest that at the age of 76 you don't have plenty of life to live, but are we worried about our credit score being good because we're trying to take some other loans at age 76? It's somebody who's 36 and they're like, yeah, but if I need to get another mortgage or I want to get that might be.
That's my point. It's a different conversation.
Right.
That's why.
At 76, I'm probably not trying to get a new mortgage or anything.
Right. That's why we did our little mock thing. It's like, it's a different conversation if you're a 76-year-old woman and you're like, well, I'm sending my great grandson to private school. Well, travel is not going to be on your list to Europe. No 76-year-old wants to get on a plane for 15 hours. or very few, right? Most of them be like,
I'm hoping the 76-year-old that wants to get on the airplane, but we'll find.
We'll see. I don't even like getting on a plane for more than a couple hours, but it's one of those things where it's a different conversation, But my point is, he's 76. Are they buying another house? Are they planning on having kids sometime soon? Probably not.
So maybe I should make my prediction. I'm going to make my sad little prediction.
Go for it. Ringside commentation. That's what we'll call this. Ringside commentation. Go.
Okay. Here's the commentary. Oh, let's hope I'm wrong. So, my prediction.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
Going to be, I think they're going to probably tell this Kai work more. And I think...
You think they're going to tell a 76-year-old to work more?
It already hurts, right? It hurts. It hurts to even predict it. And I think there's a good shot they tell him to sell the car.
Oh, no. They're not going to do that.
All right.
They're not going to do that. That's insane.
I really hope that I'm wrong. I mean, I don't love the car loan necessarily either when he's got so many other loans, but
but then
he needs to have a vehicle, and so I'm kind of...
Well, I bet you how does he get to work without the car? I don't know their situation. He lives in Ann Arbor. I doubt they have a robust transit system in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I mean...
I answer to that.
Do they?
I the answer to that, but I'm feeling like that's probably.
I'm betting I bet he needs the car to get to work.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but if he gets rid of the car, then how's he going to go to work to pay this shit off?
I don't know. We'll see if I'm wrong. I think
they're not going to. That's stupid. There's no way they're going to say pay off the car.
We'll see if this goes into my win column. I hope that that's not what's about to happen.
All right, I bet you $5 they don't tell him to get rid of the car. That would be insane. $5.
300,000 miles on it.
All right, that still leaves us another 29,000 or so in debt. What's the other debt? You got the truck, the credit cards. What else?
Probably house.
I got my wife's car.
Okay. What's left on that loan?
Is
it more than the truck?
3,000 $192.
Oh, okay. And there's still a whole bunch left there on top of that.
George,
So,
you got to walk you through the debt snowball. We got to figure out these cars as well.
yeah, Rick, number one.
Oh, my fucking
it's not gonna
God.
be fun or easy, but these cars need to go.
Oh,
The
my
only-
fucking God.
Did I call it or did I call it?
Oh, shit. Now I owe you $5. I
You
didn't.
know what? It should have been $5 a car because I didn't know that there was a second car we had a loan on because we hadn't gotten that far yet. But not only did they say get rid of the car,
the cars.
Cars have to go. See, but
How are these people going to work? This is insane. This is fucking insane.
Are we walking to work, or is it we're getting rid of them and we're getting junkers? And I'm kind of cool with like the 20-some-year-old with the junk car, but I don't want my 70-some-year-old grandparent in the junk car because I don't want. I mean, like, if the thing gets stranded on the side of the road, what is my 70-some-year-old grandparent? Are they walking however far to whatever place?
Right.
I don't know.
God, I can't believe you called. That is fucking insane. I can't believe they. God, the cars. Jesus Christ. Like, you think how? I don't know what else you do. All right. Hang on 1 second here. Come on, baby. There we go. A little delay there. All right. So get rid of the cars. Jesus fucking Christ.
Kind of reversible debts you have on this list because we can't sell the credit card debt back to the company, but we can sell these cars and potentially get out of a chunk of this.
My truck I use for work.
So I called that.
What are you doing for work?
No extra income. I haul recreational vehicles. I drive to Indiana, pick up an RV from the manufacturer, and take it to dealers all over the country.
But any truck can do that. It doesn't need to be a $20,000
No, you can't.
truck, right?
What?
Well, it has to be a big truck. I've got a Ford F-350 and diesel. That's what they use.
I do understand that. I think the bigger issue is what's a better line of work for you, where we're not
It's
having.
very difficult because I've got extreme health problems. I've had 2 different cancers. I've had heart bypass. I've had carotid bypass.
But hauling all this equipment across state lines, that feels like a heck of a lot of work for a guy in your shape then.
Well, no, I'm just driving. I can do that.
Fuck.
All right. Well,
And then my wife, she needs hers for work.
Well, I still think we need to sell these cars and get cheaper versions that we can pay cash for. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of wiggle room here. We're not going to make triple the income.
What?
And let me ask a follow up here.
What? Sorry, go ahead.
With what cash? We need to get cheaper cars so we can buy cash. Well, I mean, that's great, but what cash?
They don't have any money.
They're getting money to the tune of $6,000 every month. So where are we finding this cash to buy these cash cars that we're getting rid of our current cars for?
Well, plus we just hit I'm sorry, we just hit a fucking minefield of problems that they totally skipped over. And I'm telling you right now, if you ever do the CFP coursework or any of this like intense financial planning coursework, and somebody mentions I've had cancer before and I have multiple heart problems, if that's not the biggest fucking priority on your financial plan, is making sure that you keep your client's health and they have the right care and you can afford that. If that's not the biggest thing on your plan, they will flunk your ass. You're like, well, the guy wanted to travel. Yeah, but he's got to have fucking health insurance first. I mean, it's like, the guy wants to pay off his debts. Yeah, he can do that when he's fucking dead. You idiot.
Well, they haven't told them to work more yet. That's a part of my prediction. They have not yet told them to work more.
They might. Shit, I didn't think they'd fucking go for the cars. That's insane.
They went for the cars. Now, is it get rid of your car and work more, even though you can't get there?
Even though you're 76 years old?
And can't get there because we sold your cars.
Oh my God. I wish we don't. Oh, I'm glad we didn't watch this early. This is fucking a nightmare.
Rick, is the $4,000 a month income that includes the Social Security plus you and your wife working part-time jobs?
No.
Okay, so it's more than 4,000.
Yeah.
What's
so
your?
We've been scraping up to 10,000.
Okay, so you're saying you have 10,000 monthly expenses. So you're making up the gap of $6,000 with your part-time work together.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that's a little bit
Well,
different.
it's actually, I'd say it's not. Mine is really not part-time. part-time.
Yeah.
I go all the time.
Okay. All right. The picture has
I'll go out
changed.
for a couple weeks. And,
Yes.
Well, wait, how's
So
the
they're
picture
scraping
change?
$10,000 a month together.
So now the question is, how can we get?
We've got to
these debt
reduce
numbers down?
expenses. Yeah.
I mean, I want you guys to be able to retire. Rick. Isn't that the goal? To not have to do
How
that?
do you reduce expenses when it's all fucking dead? This is fucking nuts.
Okay.
You're getting close. They haven't said work more, but they're basically saying continue to work full time.
Yeah, they might be also kind of hovering around that idea.
Yeah.
Might be in the ballpark there. However, he wasn't clear at the beginning though too, because he kind of made it sound like only $4,000 a month is what was coming in, but now it seems like he's got more coming in. So that's a little murky to me.
Yeah, but he's 76. I mean, I'm not gonna. He's trying. He's got to has to write it all down and figure it out. But I'm not gonna dog on him for that shit.
yes. Yes, I'm going to be 77 in January, and just this past month, my wife came up with breast cancer.
Holy shit!
Gosh.
So now she's out of work.
But to me, that
at
changes
least-
the whole
at least
picture, Rick.
at
I go, what needs to be true for us to be able to retire, for us to take care of ourselves and deal with these health issues? And that means I'm sacrificing by getting rid of these cars that have debt on them.
Oh my
And if
god!
that means I get a real old truck that still gets the job done, or even change my line of work, I'm going to be willing to do that, because you're going to need to be home pretty soon to help take care of your wife. It's going to be hard to be on the road all the time.
Do you have anything, Rick, that
Yeah.
you can sell? Do you have other assets that you can sell that we would have to change your life?
Do you have anything in
dramatically?
retirement accounts? Savings accounts?
Jesus.
No. Actually, we're worse than broke. Our bank account is $980 in the hole. And the bank's been working with me. They're not charging me the NSF fees. So I do have a boat, but I've been trying to sell it. And
What's it worth?
Oh, I'm a fucking old guy with a boat. He's probably about fucking $5-10 grand. The boat's not going to solve this. He's not cruising around in a fucking $90,000 yacht.
10,000.
See,
I have 3 on it.
I would definitely sell the boat, make it more attractive.
I'm
drop
sure
the
he
price
is.
a little bit to get rid of that debt, plus come up with a little extra cash. I would hope to sell the boat right now and pay off the boat, and then pay off your wife's car. All right, that's a start. Now we got some momentum. How would that feel? I want you to just take yourself there. How would that feel if you did that with one sale?
I feel pretty good.
Well, that's a start. And as you keep doing that, you're going to
And he just hung up on him?
payments, which means that 10K can go a lot further and help you knock out other debts. But
he hung up on
this
her.
is an emergency situation. We've got to just sell anything that's not tied down to as much.
Scumbag. Fucking scumbag. Emergency situation. Let me hang up on you.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm necessarily on team scumbag per se, but I don't know why we're breezing over the bankruptcy thing. Like, I don't love them either, and I'm very reluctant to think people should do them, but like 76 years old, and there's like the whole cancer thing,
Well,
probably medical bills going to be showing up and whatever. Like,
in their
Why?
defense, they did not consider bankruptcy. They wouldn't. They're not trained. Neither of these guys, George and I forget the other guy's name, Ken. Neither of these guys has any financial background that I could find. Right? So, yeah, bankruptcy would not have occurred to them. Maybe if Dave was there, it might have, because Dave's done bankruptcy before, but
it's also not a part of their system. I don't know that they ever recommend bankruptcy. Not that most people really ever want to do them. Most people really don't want to do that, in all fairness. But this really might be one of the situations where, it really is a thing that makes sense, especially if there's more medical debt that's going to be coming in. Like, we didn't get to a point where we addressed, like, if there's more debt coming through the door now.
right.
Cancer treatment seems like
Well,
becomes a strong possibility.
here's the problem is these are lower income people, and their plan doesn't work unless you're middle higher income. And even then, their plan's not great. It still sucks, but they can get away with it because you're making plenty of money. So you can just attribute your good fortune to their genius, even though it's really that you have a pretty good income. That's a lot of their whole scam, right? But that's my whole point is, I'm sorry, if you're hanging up on a 76-year-old guy and just saying, well, this is an emergency, get rid of your cars, click. You might as well just give him the finger and say, fuck off, poor person. I mean, that's basically what that was. And I'm sorry. I mean, like, we've seen them do this before where they don't have an answer to the problem. And well, we'll send you our classes, or we'll send you our apps and all this stuff. This case, nope, just hasta la pasta. See you later. Maybe you'll get lucky and have a heart attack and die tomorrow, and you won't have to deal with it. I don't know. That's kind of what he did. I beg anybody out there, if you know Rick in Ann Arbor, Michigan, tell him to fucking email us. I will help him out. And the other thing about this, which is more important, not just the bankruptcy of getting rid of the debt, is if his wife has cancer, she has breast cancer, and he has all these medical problems, the bankruptcy is the first step. The second step is to get with Michigan, whatever their version of aging and disability services is. I'm sure I can look that up here later, and if Rick calls me, I will give him their number. If he wants, I will call them with him. Okay? Because the next step is to figure out, okay, are there any programs or charities that'll help with some of these costs while he's going through the bankruptcy shit? Because I bet you there fucking are, and they'll know that. On top of that fact, I bet you they have a program in Michigan, like they do in Oregon, New York, and most states, where he can get dual Medicare, which he's currently on because he's over 65, and Medicaid. And if him and his wife can get on that, Medicaid will cover pretty much all the costs for the treatments for cancer. So he doesn't have to worry about whether or not his wife or him can get treatments. So if we could get the bankruptcy done, get a lot of that taken care of, right? Even if they go through Chapter 13, they'd still have to pay something every month, but it would be something they could afford. The court would not put them in to worse situation. That would be a good step. The next step would be, let's make sure we get them the proper health care and support they need from the state. Because now we're in a position where, look, you guys, and don't get rid of the fucking cars, because how are they going to get to their doctor's appointments? So that would be the last thing I would recommend, right? But yeah, if we can get you in a position where you can get that and you don't have to work and you guys can spend more time together, enjoy, and actually be, ostensibly retired, then it's not as bleak of a situation. The way they set it up, it's like, get rid of your cars. Okay, well, how is he supposed to work? How's he supposed to get her wife to her appointments? Oh, sell the boat. That'll solve fucking nothing. It's like your grandfather giving you, like, here's a nickel. Go get a candy bar. It's like, no, dude, you can't get it. There's like $1.50. You can't get a candy bar for a nickel, dude. Here's a $10 savings bond for you to go to college. Thank you.
Well, it's already trying to get rid of the boat anyway. Like, that was already kind of on his agenda, so that wasn't new. He's currently trying to sell it, but
I'm sure it's just darkening his driveway at this point. I mean,
right.
That was horrific. I can't believe that. That'll be a fun clip, though. You called it. They did technically ask him to work more. So, God.
Yeah. That one was a little bit less of a direct hit because they were more, they sort of circled around it, but they essentially really did.
Yeah. So $10 to Lacey. Wow, I can't. I'm losing. See how shitty of a financial planner I am? I've lost $10 just on this video. One video.
The power of prediction.
Yeah.